Now, many young people here in Germany say they're disappointed with the results of the election. They say they feel ignored. If it had been up to first-time and young voters to decide on the new government, the Greens would have ended up as the strongest party. The market-friendly FDP would have taken second place with 21%. The ultimate winner of the election, the SPD, would only have received 15% of the vote, and the Conservative bloc, the CDU-CSU, a mere 10%. That's a result of polling, of course. The Left Party and the left-wing AfD received the smallest percentage of the youth vote. Now, DW reporter Axel Rowohlt went to meet some young voters in the eastern German city of Leipzig to get a sense of what they think about their nation's political leaders.
It's the end of term. 18-year-old Oskar sits his high school diploma next year. Like nearly 3 million other first-time voters, he was able to take part in Germany's elections. Oskar is interested in politics. He's not a party member, but he's active in his local youth parliament. He's hoping for a centrist, conservative-led government in coalition with the liberal FDP and the Greens.
I'm Oskar Teufert. I found the election a bit dull. I hope that we get a stable government, not like in Italy where there's a new leader every few months. We need stability.
Oskar's friend Tanja also voted for the first time.
I'm Tanja Werner. I thought the election was shocking and surprising.
I'd like a filter coffee to take away.
And I'll have a cola.
Tanja was shocked that the far-right Alternative for Germany emerged as the strongest party in 2 of the 16 federal states, including here in Saxony. She wanted to see a left-led alliance of the SPD, Greens and the Left Party, but they didn't get enough votes.
It's not at all clear what kind of coalition government we're going to get. It's doubtful whether it's going to be as progressive as we are hoping, and that's a bit disheartening.
I'm not so worried about the actual lineup. With a strong FDP and Greens and a relatively weak CDU and SPD, it should mean the policies of the smaller coalition partners move up the agenda.
Of course, there are going to be huge discussions with either the CDU or the SPD on which policies make it into the coalition agreement, and where there will have to be compromises.
Whatever happens, I think it's going to be a really exciting government.
If only young voters like Tanja and Oskar had taken part in the election, the result would have been very different. Big gains for the Greens and Liberals, with the SPD and Conservatives sidelined.
The environment comes first, and we need a proper plan, not just talk. Okay, there's a target to stop burning coal by 2030, that's true, but you also need a plan for what to replace it with.
A big question for me is what pensions will be like in 30 to 40 years' time, and how that will work. That was an important factor in how I voted. It's all change after 16 years of Merkel. First, we've got to get through the next 4 years without her, and that could be tricky.
These young voters have only known Germany under Angela Merkel. When she started as Chancellor, they were just learning to walk.
Well, joining us for more now is Tobias Bacherle. He's a freshly elected member of the Green Party in the German Parliament. Mr. Bacherle, thanks for being with us this morning. You, like many people who voted for your party and the market-friendly FDP, you're under 30. So, first of all, tell us, what do you think this election result means for young people, including first-time voters in Germany?
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Martin. I think it's an interesting result because it shows that for a young generation, more than ever and more than regarding with the whole population, they asked for a whole new approach within politics. I believe that the idea of simply managing crisis when they already appeared is something that we've seen within the last years. And I believe that's something which needs to end. Of course, as a Green, I'm talking about like the climate crisis is something we can't manage when it already is happening. We need to prepare for it before it's actually there. But I think in Germany we've seen that with many little things, with many little crises, where the big coalition of the two old big parties, was mainly stuck with waiting until a problem actually occurred instead of trying to prevent crisis. And I think that the young generation is wishing more than others for that to end.
When you're out campaigning for this election, talking to people, what did you hear? What did young people in particularly tell you were their main concerns?
I mean, digitalization is a big topic in Germany and for the young people. I mean, we have been within the corona crisis struggling with digital policies, but mainly with digital infrastructure in the schools. And I believe that changed the view for many young people and showed us that we are actually quite behind when it comes to digital infrastructure. And this is a big, big topic, and it occurred within the corona crisis in a nutshell. But of course, also the climate crisis. I mean, we had people striking on Friday, and it has been over 500,000 people. And once again, a lot of young people have been there. So I think those were two big issues pushing forward. And I think that also shows in the result with strong Greens and strong Liberals who set digitalization on the agenda. I mean, we did that as well, but the Liberals pushed it probably within their campaign a bit more. So I think this is something that shows a lot.
Tobias Bacherle, a freshly elected member of the German Parliament for the Green Party. Thank you very much for talking with us.
Thanks a lot.